Hey, 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 friends. Hello and good evening. How are you doing out there? Is there anyone out there that's joining me? Let me know. Drop me a line in the chat for this is Kala in the kitchen. Kala in the kitchen, Kala in the kitchen. Today we are making some shakshuka. And I'm shaking off the blues, shaking off the pandemic blues. Oh yeah, with shakshuka. All right. So welcome to this edition of Call in the Kitchen. What we're trying to do here is make ethnic food accessible and doable for you. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Yes, you can. And I'm going to show you how today. We're going to have a little chat because this is not only a cooking show, this is a talk show. We're going to have some real talk and real good food. Yes, we are. And shakshuka is on the menu. So shakshuka is a Northern African dish, which I had heard about, but it was one of those like out of reach kind of dishes for making myself. I never even considered making shakshuka, even though I like saying the name shakshuka. But I had this kind of somewhat of a spiritual moment at my brother and sister-in-law's one evening when my sister-in-law, who's a fantastic cook, she did a whole menu around my now favorite chef, before unknown, but for me, Yotem Ottolenghi. Yes. From this cookbook, she made an incredible meal. And then I was like, oh my God, if she can do it, I can do it. And then I got the cookbook and opened up to Shakshuka, what we're making today. And hello, can't go back now because it's that good, that delicious, that easy. And I'm going to show you how to make it. So welcome. And anyone here? Did we figure out if anyone's here? And if anyone is, and you're here and you're cooking, let me know. Oh my gosh! All right, so you can use that chat feature, right? Now, shall we talk about shakshuka and what we're making? Let's do it. So right now we got food cam on. Show you what the wonderful ingredients are for this delicious dish. And let's see. Can we turn the food cam on? Hello? Yeah. All right. So here are the ingredients for our fantastic dish, which would include, oh, yes. Hey, I've got, not only am I showing you, I'm going to show you in two ways. This is actual ingredients, but then maybe we could pop up the shakshuka recipe. You guys can run and grab some ingredients there. All right, so what do we got? Olive oil. Most people have that on hand. I'm going to skip the second one for a second. Tomato paste, red bell peppers, garlic, cumin, ground cumin. You can use 5 large tomatoes, very, very ripe, or even better, faster, 1 can, big can. And then eggs, salt, and yogurt as a condiment with, okay? So let me show you the beautiful ingredients as they are. Popping back to food cam. So here they are. Here's the good stuff. Now the ingredient that I skipped on purpose is this one. La la, harissa. Harissa is the magic. Here we go. Harissa. This is a fantastic, I'd say somewhat magical ingredient. And what is it? It is a mix of, so right now I'm a little blind because my contacts, this happens. But basically it's a North African red chili paste with some really great spices. Cumin, coriander, caraway. That's one that I'm not really that familiar with, but it's in there. It's all ground up, and it's like, not only does it taste amazing, smoky, very complex, it really adds so much to this dish and anything you would use this with. And I love getting it in this little toothpaste tube. It is also, it's got great health benefits, right? Incredible health benefits. It's antioxidant. It's good for your heart. It's good for anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. There's this special ingredient in there, which I can't remember and I can't read it, but it's something like, if there's some element in there that really is the magic touch. So that's why we want to explore new ingredients, especially those that are healthy for us. So let's get our pan heated. I'm using a cast iron pan today because I like the shape of it and the size of it for this dish. Oh, one ingredient I think I failed to mention was, I actually did mention it's tomatoes. I had it here. I didn't show you, but you know what tomatoes look like. So that's going to go in later. So we're going to start by putting the heat on medium low, and cast iron actually does take a little time to heat up. So as it heats, we can talk a little bit about our topic for the day, which is, as I mentioned, shaking off the pandemic blues. Well, here we are. How many years has it been now? I think we're coming on officially 2. I mean, well, probably it depends on where you are in the world, but 2 years of this craziness. And we thought we were kind of in the clear again, back and forth and back and forth. So it begins to wear on you. It begins to make you, it can affect people in different ways. But I think I've had time to think about what it has done to me personally, to those around me, and I've made some observations. There are some good things that have happened, like, had more time on our hands, right? Less running around, and therefore some just like taking a breath, right? That's a good thing. I signed up for classes. I got some certifications. I did some things for, improving myself. But where there's good, there's also the not so good, right? I mean, let's face it, that's life. So what happened with the bad stuff? It's like some of those bad habits that I'm trying to shake off, trying to redirect, because, this is a marathon now, right? And so we got to be able to shake off the bad stuff as much as possible and kind of retrain ourselves to focus more on the good. So that's why we're here today, to cook. And we're going to get started on the cooking right about now, because I feel the heat. And this is how we go with the food. Are you excited? So we got the oil heated. And the first thing we're going to do is add our magic ingredient, which is the harissa. And the harissa is going to go in with several of the other ones. So I've already spooned out. This is about 2 tablespoons of harissa. And we got garlic. And we've got other good things coming in. Yeah, it's starting to, okay. So we've got garlic. So add in the garlic. This is 4 cloves of garlic chopped. Okay. We've got this delicious, this is tomato paste, also from one of those little tubes. That's my preferred way to get tomato paste now, because how many times have you made something and with tomato paste, and it always asks for 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and you buy one of those cans and then you put it in the fridge thinking, oh yeah, I'll use the rest of that. And then 2 months later, you find the back of your fridge and it looks like a science experiment gone really bad. So I am done with those cans as much as possible. And I prefer the tubes. So it comes in a tube, just like the harissa. Just like the harissa tube. It's a similar type of tube. So we have, so I've got, see, it's sizzling now. And I also need to add the cumin and some salt. And I think my cumin is right here. And I gotta grab a spoon real quick. A teaspoon of cumin, nice smoky cumin. This is all these all together are just scrumptious. And let's talk a minute about a very basic spice called salt. Okay, salt is such a key ingredient for almost all dishes, and I gotta say that I really like to be generous with the salt. And some people might say, "Oh my, it's bad for you," or whatever, but I don't know. I think it's way underrated how much you can improve a dish with a little bit more salt than it might call for. But you have to be, careful. Now let's add in the main ingredient here. I want to get the spices going a little bit. The peppers. Look at how gorgeous those red peppers are, right? So we're mixing all those in. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit so the peppers will get cooked. So this is going to go for many minutes. Say 8. Should I use my my timer? Hey Siri. Let me know when 8.
Go ahead.
Oh, hey Siri. 6 minutes. Timer.
6 minutes.
Starting now. Tell me. All right. So we'll see. I've been showing her off. Very handy. I'm a little obsessed with my new gadget. So but it is handy to just remind you of things that you put in the oven or on the stove if you run like I do sometimes to do other things while something is sitting. And before you know it, she's telling you to come back. Good thing. Otherwise, there have been incidents. Oh, that smells delicious. I'd say I smell a lot of the cumin and the garlic, and I guess that other smell that's melded in there would be the harissa. I don't know. Peppers have a light smell, but I would say the spices are the predominant thing here. So back to our topic at hand. Shaking off those pandemic blues. And it's not just pandemic, right? It's also, this can apply to any time in our lives when we are feeling down. And so good thing, been reflecting. I wanted to, especially, it's still kind of beginning of the year. And my last show, I talked about intention setting. And I have been really trying to be more intentional rather than having really narrow goals. It's more about the bigger ones. So I've kind of broken it down into a few things. So one of the things that I have been doing, my intentions, I have 3 areas of focus, okay? And I like to do things with starting with the same letter. So guess what? 3 easy tips for you to take away if you care to. And these have really worked for me. So number 1 tip is care for self. Care for self. Oh my gosh. I think Shannon's here. Sorry, my blindness has prevented me from actually interacting. But hey, Shannon Takaoka, are you cooking shakshuka? I know you like breakfast for dinner. This is often, I make this for brunch. And my friend Shannon, she loves making breakfast for dinner sometimes, especially when her husband's out of town and she likes making eggs for dinner, and voila. And this has eggs in it. You're going to see that in a few. So I love eggs any time of day. And this dish, you can make it for brunch. We're making it for dinner tonight. Tonight, I'm going to be serving this with, I got my crusty bread. It's going to be saucy. You'll see. Shannon's chopping. All right, you chop the peppers, my friends. Shannon's chopping peppers. It's nice that I'm having a co-cook here. So I'd love to see how it goes. I know everything takes a bit of time to prep. I did do a little chopping right before I went live, and things take a little extra time, but I wanted to just show you. Look at how these are coming along nicely. And Siri will let me know when it's time to go to the next step. And by the way, guys, I don't know if I mentioned, this recipe is fully downloadable in its nice form with the ingredients and the steps. If you can put up that beautiful link, a bit.ly link that we have, you can just grab that bit.ly link and voila, there'll be the full recipe that you can download to your computer, print out, and have in your recipe files. So, and I'll have that in the comments later too, for those of you who are not watching live. I am a big recipe hound. I have my recipe book. I'll show you. It's right here. This is I got this set of journals from my dear dance teacher for my, I think, college graduation, or maybe high school graduation. Oh my, I actually think it was high school. And I started my recipe book in college, and it's kind of falling apart, but I love this little book because it has so many beloved recipes. And then I have the ones that I printed out that I have in a file. But these are the things, when like you're asked if there's a fire, your house is on fire, what are the things you would grab? What are those things? What's the beloved things that you would grab? I would grab my recipe book. I really would. I have a book. I have a index card file. I have a few things. So maybe half the suitcase would be recipes because these are treasures. Yeah, so love the recipes. So we were talking again, back to self-care. Let me tell you what I've done for my self-care, because for me, I've realized the better I take care of me, oxygen masks first, the better I can take care of others, my loved ones, my family, my friends. I am a big proponent of this, and I think that I'm focusing a lot on taking care of numero uno. Oh, hello, we're done. Thanks, Siri. See how fast? Like 6 minutes just flew by. These could cook a little bit longer, but for the sake of expediency, I'm going to go to the next step, which is tomato time. All right. So we got tomatoes, big can of tomatoes, and I'm going to pour that in now because this is all going to be one. Oh, it smells so good. I got a little steam, a shakshuka steam. Say that fast, 10 times. So, it's really, there's something about tomatoes. I got a lot of ethnicities in me, to be honest. I mean, maybe not officially, but like my heart is Italian somewhat. I've been told a secret Italian. So another day I'll show up with my Italian hat on. This is my Tunisian North African hat because, all ethnic foods, I mean, really, all of them are so good. And I just want to demystify, make it a little bit more accessible for all of us to just, try something new and then be surprised and say, hey, I can do that. I can do that. And then you know what? When you do that and you show your friend, they're like, oh my God, that's so delicious. How do you do that? Oh, I can do it too. And that's how, my friend, you make the world a happier place around the dinner table with good food. So self-care for me is yummy, yummy food. And I've really gotten into cooking more than usual, more than pre-pandemic. I cooked, but now it's like, hey, I'm like cooking in front of all those thousands of people out there. Hey, by the way, while I'm thinking of it, y'all should subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? Because I am trying to get out to the masses at Become Heroes. YouTube, press subscribe. It'll help me. Thank you. And I'm going to remind you again. maybe. So here we are. We've got this beautiful stew that is I'm gonna crank it up because I want this to cook fast because, we don't have all day, right? We got to get dinner on the table. So I think I was telling you, I'm going to get this on the table with crusty bread, which you'll dip in the sauce and the eggs and the yolk and all that stuff. A Greek salad. What else? Oh, we have leftovers because last night was also Middle Eastern night, and my husband made this really beautiful pea spread. Never had seen it before. Just gorgeous verdant green with marinated feta, which was left over from a dish from a few days before. So I'm going to add that the rest of the marinated feta. We have a few chunks left. That's going to go in the Greek salad. So this is how we repurpose food too. So I guess it's Middle Eastern week around here. So that is looking good. And I think that's supposed to go for another few minutes, right? But it's basically thick salt. And this is a good time to maybe sample. I am going to add a little bit more salt here. And then we're going to sample this sauce because it's really all good stuff. And even if it's not fully cooked yet, it is a good time to check in on the spices. So here we go. Let's see. I'm going to try this first. Let's see. And then I might need a little. Hey, friends, who's there? Oh, my. I think Dad's there. I think Kelly Shimoleski's saying hi. Shakshuka, friends. This is tasting good. Okay. I'm going to ask my food cam. My food cam might want to try some. Would you like to try this, food cam? Want to try it? Why don't you come on here and try it? No? All right. Food cam's going to try it and give me. Here you go. Tell me how this is tasting so far and if it needs anything. I got it. Very good. We got it. Very good. Did you hear that? Maybe next time food cam will join us on camera. Yeah? Maybe. All right. So we've got bubbling sauce, right? Are we ready for final steps here? Possibly. I think I'm going to give it another minute. I'm going to continue my 3 tips, right? I think I was in the midway of 1 tip, which was what was my number 1 tip? Care for self. Thank you. So for me, it's about being more cognizant of my steps, my health, what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, cooking more at home, which I've always been a proponent of, but now it's like, okay, we can do this. We can do fun, exotic dishes that we might normally eat out at home, and then we get so much fulfillment out of that. That's self-care, right? So, hey, why don't you let me know, what are your self-care hacks? Do you have any? What are the things that you do saying, yes, oh my goodness, Sarah Kudalakos is here all the way from Canada. We have an international following. Thanks for joining, Sarah Kudalakos. Guess what? My eyes see now all of a sudden. It just took about a few minutes for everything to come into focus. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. So thanks, Sarah Kudalakos, for your nice commentary. She likes our double cam setup. I like it too. It's really nice to have a crew, team helping out here at Call in the Kitchen. And Food Cam is anonymous, Shannon Takaoka. Perhaps you can convince Food Cam to make themselves, whatever, their selves public from behind the camera. So we'll try that next time. So here we are. Okay, it's time. Okay, self-care is number 1. Let's go for number 2, and then I'm going to go to steps. Tip number 2. Guess what? It is another C, comfort zone. Comfort zone. Stretching of our comfort zone. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means to me. It means trying things I've never tried before, things I'm nervous about, intimidated by. I'm like, I'm going to do that. So, for example, I think it was about 6 months ago, someone I used to take Zumba classes with and who I kind of kept in touch with, she's a dancer, and she posted auditions for Zumba, ladies Zumba dance team. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so fun, but oh my God, it makes me so nervous. I'm rattling things. And guess what? I thought of my kids and I'm like, I'm going to do this because I'm nervous and I'm going to say, I'm nervous, but I'm going to do this. And I did. And bam, I went to the audition, got in. Guess what? There were no cuts, but it was more the, being brave and trying this new dance. I mean, I've danced for my whole life, but doing salsa dance was a different thing, stretching. So did that, loved it, performed, woohoo. And I just signed up for yet another 5-month commitment with not so salsa, bachata. So yet another dance, trying it out from the Caribbean region, very beautiful type of dance. And it's a good challenge. So that's my comfort zone stretching. Me being here live with you, talking off the cuff, doing all these technological things that I barely know how to do, but with my team, I'm doing it. That's a comfort zone stretch. So guess what? All these things add up to shaking off the pandemic blues. And with Shakshuka, let's go back to Shakshuka, friends. Okay, so look, this is looking very saucy, bubbly. I'm going to turn the heat down a bit because it's going a little nuts. And let me make sure I'm following my instructions. Yeah, it's time. This is a very fun part, which could go awry. So we're going to add the eggs in, okay? And so what you do is you make some little dips. I'll let this cool down just a sec because it just wants to bubble. You make dips in the sauce, and then you got to crack the egg in. And you try not to break the yolk. And of course, now that I'm live with you, I'm sure it'll be interesting to see how I can do this. But I'm going to be brave and do it for you guys. Wish me luck, okay? So I'm going to use about 6 eggs because that's what I usually do, I think. So the official recipe says 4 eggs. Not bad. Okay, didn't break it. See that? Okay. Brave act number 1. Only 5 to go. Let's do a dent there. It's not really denting, but just going. There might be a touch of eggshell here and there. Maybe. It's good for you, I'm sure. Okay. Then number 3. So you're cracking your eggs in there. And the idea is you want to keep I don't know if I can fit in. I might end up doing 5. I'm just winging it here, friends. 5 or 6 eggs. You can do whatever works for you. We have 5 people in our family, so 5 might just be fine. But we'll see. I'm just going for it. Look, I got 5 good. Let's see if I can do 6, and then I'll do a little shakshuka dance for you. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Final one. Oh, I did it. See? Conquer fears in front of fabulous friends. Okay, and then next you take a fork and you kind of swirl the white. You start to swirl the white. Yes, do you see what's going on? It's starting to set. And you want what's going to happen here. So you swirl the white and it makes this little pattern. And it's so pretty. And you try, again, not to break the yolks. And I think at this point, I believe at this point, what you do is you cover the pan so it goes faster. I'm going to do that. Good thing I got my pan ready. There we go. That's essentially it for the preparation. So, hey Siri. Timer for 3 minutes. Let's do 3.
3 minutes. Counting down.
Thanks, Siri. See, take the help where you can get it. Now,
you're welcome.
And she's polite. I'm not usually so polite. So, but see, you do polite, and she even says thanks back, and you're welcome. So nice. So, so my second tip about stretching the comfort zone is one that's really been kind of an exhilarating one for me. And I hope that you will share some of your ideas about, let's see, Sarah Kudalakos, thanks for sharing about your self-care. For Sarah Kudalakos, her self-care has been finding a way to keep lifting weights when the Omicron lockdown closes your gym. Yeah, right. How do you do that? Her solution, gallon jugs of white vinegar on either end of a broomstick. Brilliant tip. Brilliant. Oh my gosh. I'd love to give that an A+ for creativity. You are a very creative person, Sarah. I know. Good for you. And let's see. Anyone else? Any comfort zone stretching tips? Any self-care tips? Please do share. Okay. I'm going to share now number 3, my final C tip for you. It's an A tip starting with the C. You know what? I'm going to answer this sweet comment I just got with community. Community, friends, community. Everything's better with friends, right? Right, Shannon Takaoka? Self-care is hanging out with friends, good friends. They make you feel good. They hold you accountable. They'll listen to you when you're, a crazy person, talk you down. And there's been a bit of that going on. But that's what we do for each other, right? So I think community building, whether it be with one friend, I've been doing walk talks. Did I mention this already? Walk talks. When a friend calls, I put on my sneakers and I go for a walk. And it gets my steps in and I get to connect with friends. So loving all that self-care, community connection. And I'm just so happy that I get to share this time with you, friends. So thank you for joining. And I think, she hasn't said it yet, but I think we're ready to peek in on how our shakshuka is looking. Oh, bring! Isn't this gorgeous? What do you think? So they're kind of poached now, okay? And gonna tear up some bread. Oh, look, right on time. So this is done. Dinner is almost served with my Greek salad and my crusty bread. You can make it for brunch. If you do, please click a photo and share it. Share it with me and let me know what you thought about the whole process, the taste and all that, and how your family loved it too. Thank you, Kelly. I think it's quite gorgeous. I'm quite pleased. So I'm going to just wrap this up by saying, again, thanks for joining. I hope you've shaken off some of your blues, because, we have blues and we have ups and downs as human beings. And I hope that this has maybe given you a little lift, a little encouragement to try something new, something exotic, because we're going to keep making ethnic foods accessible to you. You too can make shakshuka, shakshuka, and many other things that we're going to be bringing your way. Why don't you drop me a line too if you have some dish that you're like, that sounds really great, but I don't know if I can do it. Why don't you let me know, and then we'll try and get that into the queue. It has to be kind of a quickish dish is the only thing. These massive stews and stuff, we'll have to think about how we'll approach that for a full day's live. Well, maybe in the future. So also do me a favor, do that YouTube subscription thing at Become Heroes. And I think I'm going to sign it off today by saying, you all have a hero inside of you. So this is what this is all about. This show is about eating better, eating healthier, building community, and unleashing that hero inside. So how do you do that? Take care of you so you can take care of others. And we're going to sign off until next time. Bon appetit and have a great one.